Preview. Well, if you haven't filed your income taxes, today is the day.
Exactly. Sunrise reporter Victoria Valderrama is live in studio with what experts say procrastinators need to do if they don't hit today's deadline. Good morning.
Good morning. That's right. Today is the day. First thing you need to do is file for an extension, because if you don't, there's a lot of different penalties and fees you could get stuck with. The bigger penalties includes failure to file. That's when you completely miss today's deadline. That penalty is 5% of the unpaid taxes for each month or part of the month that a tax return is late. Another is failure to pay your taxes. That's when you still owe the government money or haven't set up a payment plan. The penalty for that is 0.5% of your balance for each month past the deadline. One tax expert says it's best to take action as soon as possible to avoid paying more than you have to.
Be very disciplined as you get your information ready. Find your documents. It'll be important to find last year's tax return. You don't need that to file, but it's a good roadmap when you're here at the last hour.
Mark Stieber with Jackson Hewitt says the biggest mistake 1 out of 5 Americans will make is leaving off benefits like the Earned Income Credit, the new Child Tax Credit, or the 2021 stimulus benefits. Those are things the IRS won't catch for you.
Wrong, wrong, wrong. If you leave it off, you will get found. They will send you a notice, probably a tax assessment, probably some penalties, and probably some interest. And then it's up to you and your pro to explain why that was done. In most cases, you don't really have a good excuse.
So if you are due a refund, the IRS recommends you file electronically and use direct deposit to get your money back quickly. We have a list of online and local tax pros to help file your taxes at our website, christv.com. Reporting in the studio, Victoria Valderrama, Chris 6 Sunrise. Paulo, over to you.
All right. Thank you for that report, Victoria. Water from the Colorado River returns to Corpus Christi's water supply today. It's one of 4 water sources for Corpus Christi. The others are Lake Texana, Lake Corpus Christi, and Choke Canyon. Now, officials say the Colorado River water will reach customers' homes starting on Wednesday. Customers shouldn't experience a change in taste or color from the blend. After the big freeze, many experienced poor tasting water. The water utilities will now notify customers when changing a water source. And if you have any issues with your water, you can call the city at 826-CITY, C-I-T-Y.
Corpus Christi ISD is working on a redistricting study of trustee boundaries. This process will not impact school boundaries. District leaders will have an informational meeting at the administration building on Leopard Street, 5:30 tomorrow evening. That meeting is also going to be live streamed online and archived.
Well, Indian Point Pier has attracted fishing enthusiasts and sightseers alike since the 1950s. But thanks to $2 million in donations from the Zachary Group and Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, the city of Portland is transforming the outdated pier into an artistic gathering spot. I spoke with Portland's deputy city manager and contractor about all the progress being made. Take a look.
Indian Point has been a landmark for Portland residents and tourists for decades.
The Indian Point Pier has been a topic of conversation in recent years, with a long-term agreement with the Port of Corpus Christi, who owns the land the pier sits on, and now funding secured. The pier is currently undergoing major renovations.
The new pier is going to have improved railings, improved lightings. It'll have green fishing lights to help improve the fishing experience. But also down here in the parking lot as well, we're going to have a spot for food trucks.
Beechcroft Construction is handling the project, which will include the demolition of the existing concessions building and the construction of an iconic shade structure designed by Ricker Architects. The work will also include improved gathering spaces and plenty of increased parking.
Construction did start in December. We've made some very good progress. We have our structure installed. We're working on the sails. We're on the pier working on replacing the railing and the lighting, and we'll be here till mid-June.
The new space will be more than just functional.
The city of Portland really doesn't have any public art, and so this is an opportunity to have not just a functional space where our residents can enjoy, but also incorporate a public art element.
With the improvements to Indian Point Pier, along with the reconstruction of Portland's municipal parks, the Portland Sports Complex, and the construction of a new boat ramp set to begin in May, Portland is committed to the quality of life for residents and the quality of opportunity for the fishing community. Now, the city of Portland is overseeing the project, and officials say the pier should be open and ready for visitors by the end of June.
Exciting stuff. Thank you very much, Paulo. The naval air stations in Kingsville and Corpus Christi, they're getting ready for hurricane season, which starts June 1st, and it's expected to be a busy one. So teams at both stations will go through hurricane preparedness exercises. The trainings help the Navy experience multiple storm-related scenarios and test their ability to respond to tropical weather. The exercises start today and end next Friday, which means for everybody else, potential traffic delays going in and out of the bases, also loudspeaker and siren testing.
And Amistad Behavioral Health Department is offering mental health workshops for teens. The workshops are open to kids 13 and older, and they'll happen Thursday afternoons from 4:30 to 6 p.m. at the Amistad Behavioral Health Building on Brownlee Boulevard.
And the ARC, a children's emergency shelter, is raising money through a silent auction. Nearly 150 items are up for bid. You're looking at them, including a night at the Citgo Suite at Whataburger Field for a Hooks game. There are also barbecue pits and much more online. Organizers hope this auction offsets some of the money lost by the cancellation of the ARC Gala for the third straight year. Bidding is now open until 10 p.m. Thursday. Find the link on our website, christv.com. Now, Joe, over to you.
I'm Joe St. George in Washington. Many Americans haven't trusted Congress for years, but they did trust the CDC and public health agencies. That is until the pandemic happened. We look at the effort to regain trust at the CDC coming up.
You're watching Chris 6 News Sunrise.
And welcome back in, everyone. Time now is 5:12. Well, Corpus Christi police say a possible drive-by shooting over the weekend sent one man to the hospital. It happened Sunday, just before 7 p.m. near the intersection of Baldwin and Airport. Police say one man wounded in the leg was transported to the hospital for his injuries. Now, investigators are still searching for the person responsible.
Fire investigators are working to figure out what caused the Orange Grove Area Museum to go up in flames. It happened yesterday morning. The museum, open since '99, caught fire at around 10. Its main building was engulfed by the time crews got there, causing the Orange Grove Volunteer Fire Department to ask neighboring cities for help.
We got a couple trucks on scene, requested mutual aid. We got Alice out here with a ladder truck, and Clayburg, San Diego, Sandia all came out to assist us.
They were able to keep the fire from spreading to other buildings in downtown Orange Grove, but most of the museum and everything inside are believed to be lost. And the museum was closed at the time for Easter, so no one was inside.
Now, your Chris 6 weather forecast.
All right, and we are starting off on the humid and mild side across the region this morning, and a very good Monday morning to everyone. As we take a live look over into downtown Corpus Christi, you can see some of the clouds that are off in the distance. As far as visibility is concerned, not much of an issue here in downtown Corpus Christi as temperatures are holding on to the lower 70s and we have calm winds across the area, but there's a little bit of some patchy dense fog, and again, very patchy in nature. Again, not everyone's seen it, but it is down to zero visibility over into parts of B County and even parts into Jim Hogg and into Duval County as well. Heveronville is reporting 0, and up around Rockport about 5 miles there. So just use caution. Be sure you have the low beam headlights on and always be aware of your surroundings. Our visibility forecast continuing to show that improving as we head towards about 9 to 10 o'clock later on this morning. So as far as temperatures are concerned, we are into the upper 60s over in Beeville, George West as well, 73 from Ingleside, Sinton, Mathis over towards Orange Grove and Sandia, even down towards Alice and Fremont as well. That's a common number there, and 76 out at the Naval Air Station. Look at our seawater temperature really bumped up over the weekend as it bounced into the lower 70s into the upper 70s for this morning. Winds continue to be calm all across the area. Our satellite and radar composite is showing the partly cloudy skies and a very weak cold front up to the north of us, and I mean it is very weak in nature at this point. We may squeeze out one little shower or two associated with it, and it's going to be lingering around over the next day or so as eventually it gets pulled up to the northeast, but right now not seeing a whole lot of activity along the frontal boundary. Most of the active weather is over to the southeast and up around the upper Midwest, where they're dealing with some snowfall and even some cold temperatures up there. But the next weather maker is obviously going to be this weak little boundary that's in place. Again, it'll eventually wash out with upper level high pressure to the south of us. That's what's going to be dominating our weather pattern for much of the week. And even as we head towards Wednesday, we'll get a little bit more moisture coming in, maybe a couple of stray showers. But as we head towards the end of the week on into the weekend, the upper level high pressure dome just to the south of us will continue to dominate, and warm and windy conditions will continue to stay with us as well. So for today and tomorrow, maybe one or two little passing showers. It kicks up just a little bit on Wednesday to stray levels over the region. It may lead to a couple of hundreds here and there, but overall, unfortunately, the rainfall opportunity not looking great for us here. So the hourly forecast as we head into today, notice we're already into the lower 80s by 11 o'clock. Afternoon highs will still be hot for the inland areas, into the lower 90s for the inland regions, and 70s and 80s right near the coastline. As far as the marine forecast is concerned, not looking bad, mariners. The bays will be choppy, the seas 3 to 6 feet, and small craft caution will continue to be advised as well. So as we put it all together on the 7-day forecast, we go to 84 for today, 67 and 82 on Tuesday. Again, maybe one or two little passing showers. Stray showers on Wednesday right there as we top off into those middle 80s, 87 on Thursday. But those gusty winds return for Friday on into the weekend, Paulo, but still looking pretty great out there.
All right, shaping up to be pretty good, Juan. Thank you for that. In Ukraine, the battered port of the city of Mariupol is on the brink of falling to Russian forces. Losing the city could potentially give Russia control of the country's east. Bree Jackson is in Washington, D.C. with more on that and a request from Ukraine's president to President Biden.
Ukraine refusing to surrender the shattered city of Mariupol, the scene of the war's heaviest fighting so far.
No, city still is not fallen. There is still our military forces, our soldiers, so they will fight till the end.
President Zelensky warns of major consequences if the city does fall. He's urging President Biden to visit Ukraine.
But I think he's the leader of the United States, and that's why he should come here to see.
The Chancellor of Austria toured the war-torn country, witnessing devastation in places like Bucha, becoming the first European leader to sit down with Vladimir Putin for what he calls a frank conversation.
I saw the war crimes, I saw the massive loss of the Russian army, and I told him that there is a need for humanitarian corridors.
Russia's president shows no sign of letting up his relentless attacks.
So the Russians now, Ukraine's unique,
including in Lviv this morning. Celebrity chef Jose Andres says his humanitarian kitchen in Kyiv was among the properties destroyed, and civilian deaths are mounting.
What I remember is dead bodies around us. Yeah, so you are driving around dead bodies, dead children.
Across the world, people are praying for Ukraine. Pope Francis using his Easter address to condemn the war and call for peace. In Washington, Bree Jackson for NBC News.
I'm John Matarese. Anyone in your family leasing a car, beware the lease turn-in surprise, where you can be hit with hundreds, if not thousands of dollars of extra fees. That story coming up.
You're watching Chris 6 News Sunrise.
Welcome on in and happy Monday. The time is 5:22. Right now, the CDC is working to recover public trust after debate over its pandemic guidance. New this morning, our Joe St. George looks into what the agency is doing so the next time a variant emerges, it's not second-guessed.
You know, government buildings were constructed to command respect. After all, these columns are majestic. But the reality is that many Americans don't respect government these days. And while Congress and politicians are used to it, many government health agencies are not, like the CDC, which is why they're conducting a review to try and change that.
Over the last 2 years, you've heard a lot about the CDC, the nation's top authority on diseases and outbreaks. But you've also likely heard a lot of controversy about the agency, too.
It's just incorrect information.
First, there were public disagreements.
I really do think it's important to clarify this.
Major clarifications.
I want to discuss some of CDC's strategies.
And at times, confusing guidance in both the Biden and Trump administrations. At one point this year, the American Medical Association sent out this press release saying the CDC's guidance is confusing. While the CDC has been instrumental in increasing testing and administering vaccines, the agency has lost some public trust along the way. According to recent polling, before the pandemic, 69% of Americans believed what they heard from the CDC. Now, that has fallen to 44%. Recently, the agency acknowledged change is needed. On April 11th, the CDC began a one-month structural review to see what can be done differently. Jim McCrae, who previously held senior roles in public health for the federal government, is leading the effort. It will conclude early next month, and that is when the agency will begin to consider implementing changes to how they operate.
I spent most of my career working for the CDC.
Dr. John Andrus is a leading researcher and epidemiologist. He says one of the most needed changes is figuring out a way to make public health less political.
CDC should be protected as a scientific agency, so science is not politicized.
Another change, figure out a way to get local health departments to listen more closely to what the CDC advises again. The pandemic showed just how powerful local public health agencies are and how some are willing to ignore the CDC's advice.
It's not enough for an expert to stand up and say, this is what needs to be done.
In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
Well, details of a new surveillance satellite in space are being kept quiet. The classified satellite launched from Vandenberg Air Force Base in California, but the government hasn't given any details about its capabilities other than to say, quote, it's critical to national security payload.
If you're leasing a car and are thinking about buying it before it's time to turn it in, you might have a pricey battle on your hands.
Even if you have a contract, this morning's consumer reporter John Mattery shows us why, so you don't waste your money.
Tariah Wiley loves the 2019 Honda Civic she leased 3 years ago.
I love it. I mean, I wouldn't have kept it if I didn't like it.
So she decided to purchase it when the lease came up, especially since she was originally offered a great buyout. Just $15,567.
So it was like stated in clear, plain words. It was like no way around it. That was the clear print.
But when she sat down with the dealer, she learned it would now cost $19,834 to buy her own car.
So how much more did they want you to pay?
$4,300.
Tariah says the salesman's explanation made no sense.
They were like, since you're financing it, we have to buy the car from Honda, so we pay a fee, so we're charging you that fee.
The dealer would not comment to us. With dealership lots so empty these days, this appears to be happening more and more. Dealers know they can get a lot more money selling your lease trade-in to someone else, according to the car buying site iSeeCars.com.
The value of these cars is far higher than was predicted 3 years ago, and that residual value was written into the contract. And it's probably pretty painful for them to have an empty lot and watching a current lease customer come in, scoop the car up for the residual value from 3 years ago.
Carl Brower says while it's illegal to change a contract, watch out for reconditioning fees, administrative fees, and termination fees. Tariah played hardball and told the dealer a contract was a contract.
I know a lot of people aren't going to go back and advocate for themselves like I did all the time.
She says they finally agreed to sell the car for what she was originally promised. So watch for hidden fees so you don't waste your money. I'm John Mattery.
All right, everyone, it's 5:27 in the morning. Time to take a look at traffic right now, and everything is flowing smoothly out there as we take a live look over towards SPID. We're looking at the eastbound and the westbound lanes. Everything is looking good. Not much of a visibility concern out there right now. However, as we take a look at some of the traffic headlines across South Texas, we continue to have some patchy, dense fog. You want to slow down, be aware of your surroundings. No major accidents to report anywhere across South Texas. Let's keep it that way, folks. And lots of construction. Slow down, especially if some of those workers are present. So the road weather index is showing some of those locations that have the dense patchy fog, still reporting zero visibility in Beeville and out towards Heavenville as well. So you can see some of that fog over in Beeville this morning along 181. Things over in Kingsville are pretty quiet, and over in Northwest Boulevard, just a few cars out there. Stay with us, folks. You're watching Sunrise.
You're watching Chris 6 News Sunrise.
You certainly are, and welcome back in. Time now is 5:30. Starting today, Corpus Christi Water Utilities will add water from the Colorado River to our water supply. And the Colorado River is one of 4 water sources for Corpus Christi. The others are Lake Texana, Lake Corpus Christi, and Choke Canyon. Officials say customers shouldn't experience a change in taste or color from the blend After many experienced poor tasting water due to the big freeze, water utilities will now notify customers when changing a water source. If you have any issues with your water, you can call the city at 826-CITY.
Corpus Christi ISD is working on a redistricting study of trustee boundaries. This process is not going to impact school boundaries. District leaders are going to have an informational meeting at the administration building on Leopard Street, 5:30 tomorrow evening to talk about all this. That meeting will also be live streamed online and archived. Well, you know, the deadline to file your taxes is today. The time has come.
That's right. Sunrise reporter Victoria Balderrama, she joins us now live in the studio. Victoria, good morning. How is the IRS keeping up with all these filings as the agency, it continues to have backlogs and it's understaffed?
Yeah, that's right. In a report to Congress last week, the IRS acknowledged only about 20% of callers have been getting through to live agents at times this month. But that's an improvement over 2021 when just 11% of calls were answered. Budget cuts and COVID disruptions have shrunk staffing to less than 80,000 people, the same level it was nearly a half century ago. The IRS says the agency is hiring new employees and contractors to lighten the load, but won't see most of the impact until future tax seasons. For now, one tax expert says it's best to take action as soon as possible to help get your refund quickly.
Electronically deposit your tax refund if you're due one. Don't ask for a paper check. Don't ask for a paper tax refund to be mailed. That's unsafe. But if you electronically file and you electronically get your tax refund deposited, 9 out of 10 people are getting that in about 3 weeks.
Some good advice there. Over 16 million people, roughly 10% of taxpayers, are still filing on paper. The National Taxpayer Advocate calls that the agency's kryptonite because often the people processing the paper are the same ones who are answering the phones. And more than 3 million tax returns are still being processed from 2021. Those who need more time can still file an extension that will push the due date to October 17th.
So anybody can file it. Now, it's important to remember it's an extension of time to file your paperwork. You have to pay in your taxes, and especially 90% of your taxes, with the extension, or you'll face another penalty.
Avoid those penalties. We have details on how you can fill out a Form 4868 to get an extension on our website, christv.com. Reporting in the studio, Victoria Valderrama, Chris 6 Sunrise. Now over to Juan for a look at the weather.
Now.
All right, well, very good morning to you. And as we take a look at Rockport right now, taking a look over at the Rockport Marina, we had a little bit of some fog that was being reported out there, but that is since improving across the region. So overall, not looking too bad as temperatures are holding on to the middle 70s, 74 degrees out to the northeasterly wind at only 7 miles per hour out there. And overall, not looking too bad. So obviously for the weather headlines, some of this patchy, dense fog is going to be the top story for us here. And as always, you want to use caution out there. As far as the week's forecast, hopefully you don't mind the warm, breezy, muggy conditions. Very typical for this time of year in South Texas. That's why most of us are here after all. As highs are going to continue to stay into the 80s and mainly 80s, but some low 90s from many of our inland communities, even some upper 90s by the end of the week. As far as the rainfall opportunity, that is going to stay pretty slim to none. We have an opportunity for maybe 1 or 2 passing showers today. On into tomorrow, it picks up to stray levels as we head on into Wednesday as we get a little bit more moisture coming in off the Gulf of Mexico. But overall, it's going to leave us wondering where those showers are, and it's going to leave us wanting a whole lot more than what's in the forecast, unfortunately. So it's pretty muggy looking out there right now as we take a look over into Corpus Christi Bay. Lots of 70s across the map this morning. The exception is Beeville coming in at 69 degrees and even 70 over off into Heavenville as well. And the wind's pretty much about 10 miles per hour or less. And notice as you head towards Beeville and out towards Heavenville, they're actually reporting a little bit of some of that light rain. That's a little bit of some of that mist and some of that fog that's out there as well. So the hourly forecast continues to show a decent amount of cloud coverage, a little bit more sunshine into the evening as temperatures will get into those middle 80s this afternoon with those east-northeasterly winds. Still pretty brisk out there, around 15 to 20. And the cloud coverage moves back in for tonight will allow those temperatures to only bottom off into the upper 60s to lower 70s. So here's that wind forecast, though. Again, later on around this afternoon. This is about midday, more of an easterly turn around 10 to 15, and then they pick up around 15 to 25 as we head on into the afternoon. Those will calm down just a tad, especially for the inland areas tomorrow morning, staying breezy right along the coastline, and then by tomorrow afternoon, we'll pick up more of a south-southeasterly flow and sustained around 15 to 25. So right now our weak little boundary continue to track on down to the south again. It's almost unnoticeable at this point, but nonetheless pretty quiet across the Lone Star State. Active weather continues to be over towards the southeast from Tennessee to the Carolinas all the way down to Florida and into the upper Midwest. But still some pretty cold temperatures associated with it. Temperatures up in the central and northern plains are into the teens and 20s across the region, but that's because that's where the upper level low is located. We're just going to continue to stay mainly dry here because upper level high pressure, though not dominant here in South Texas, we're under its influence, and notice most of the storm systems continue to stay up to the north, so overall our weather pattern will remain unchanged. So 67 and 82 tomorrow, a couple of stray showers on Wednesday, and then gusty winds will return Friday, Saturday on into the weekend. Highs staying into the middle to upper 80s. Sierra.
Thank you, Juan. You and I both know whatever stray shower we can get is very welcome. Fire investigators are working to figure out what caused an Orange Grove area museum to go up in flames. It happened yesterday morning. The museum, open since '99, caught fire at around 10. Its main building was engulfed by the time crews got there, causing the Orange Grove Volunteer Fire Department to ask neighboring cities for help.
Got couple trucks on scene, requested mutual aid. We got Alice out here with a ladder truck, and Clayburg, San Diego, Sandia all came out to assist us.
Fire crews were able to keep the fire from spreading to other buildings in downtown Orange Grove. However, most of the museum and everything inside are believed to be lost. Luckily, this museum was closed for Easter, so no one was inside at the time.
Well, the U.S. Army is using the war in Ukraine to improve soldiers' training for future battles. Army Secretary Christine Wormuth says that the lessons include everything from equipment and logistics troubles to communications and the use of internet and media. The next training scenario for the Army will include an enemy force that has taken over a fictional town and makes false social media posts to deliver false messages against Americans. About 4,500 soldiers are taking part.
And pilots at some of America's biggest airlines are speaking out about a rise of exhaustion. Union representatives for Southwest and Delta report their members are increasingly tired. And that's partly because staffing levels still have not recovered from pandemic shortages as thousands of pilots retired in the past few years. In response, Southwest reps say they have a goal of hiring 8,000 new employees this year, with 40% of them being flight crews. All right, the time is 5:38. Governor Greg Abbott's inspection order that caused border backups is lifted, but impact is still running. You're going to hear how this is affecting the supply chain in just a few minutes.
You're watching Chris 6 News Sunrise.
Welcome back in and happy Monday, everyone. Time now is 5:42. Well, over the weekend, Governor Greg Abbott repealed his traffic clogging immigration order that caused hours-long backups at border checkpoints.
Some truckers reported having to wait over 30 hours to cross into the U.S., and others blocked one of the world's busiest trade bridges to protest. Governor Abbott's new border order required all commercial trucks coming from Mexico to get extra inspections. He introduced this new policy as a way to stop the flow of migrants and drugs from across the border. Well, he lifted this inspection order Friday after signing new border agreements with 4 neighboring Mexican states.
We are showing how border governors can lead the way on solving border problems. My office has been working with Governor Cabeza de Vaca for several days about challenges on our border, ranging from clogged bridges to illegal immigration.
3 of the 4 Mexican governors who signed agreements with Governor Abbott said they'll continue security measures that were already in place before the new inspections. The 4th governor of Nuevo León agreed to set up checkpoints for commercial trucks.
Abbott also expressed frustration with the Biden administration's decision to repeal Title 42, which allowed the U.S. to turn away migrants due to health risk concerns.
Now listen, understand, the concern that businesses have about trying to move products across the bridge. But I also know the anger that Texans face and have that's caused by Joe Biden not securing the border.
Go ahead. This morning, the effect is being felt by fruit and vegetable producers who experienced more than $240 million in losses due to the gridlock.
The president of Melissa Valley Transportation says the backups that caused him to lose 2 to 3 days of revenue will trickle down to customers who will have to spend more on foods like avocados and strawberries. Well, blueberries may be the answer for hard to heal wounds. Researchers found that an extract in them can improve healing. Chronic wounds such as diabetes-related sores and pressure ulcers can be categorized as non-healing because of poor development of nutrient-rich blood vessels, but scientists say a medicine created by blueberry extract enhanced cell migration and healthy blood vessel formation to help the healing process.
I see some blueberry pancakes on the horizon this morning. Well, the Food and Drug Administration is looking into Lucky Charms after more than 100 people got sick after eating it. The agency is investigating General Mills, which makes Lucky Charms, and the cereal brand said it didn't change the cereal's formula, and an internal investigation found nothing wrong. So far, no action has been taken and no recalls have been ordered.
A good chance your Easter dinner cost a lot more this year. Inflation is up across the board, and that means a lot of people are using credit cards to cover everyday buys. NBC's Stephanie Rule breaks down the rise in credit card debt.
Across the country, people are paying more for everyday expenses.
Fruit, paper goods, English money, everything. Everything is, I'm blown away.
I used to have savings. I don't have it anymore.
Marie Damasio sees it every time she shops.
You're like, wait, that wasn't like that a year ago.
A podcaster living in New York City. Over the last year, she's been using her credit card more often, and it's adding up.
Are you paying down any of this credit card debt?
I was paying them down, but I'm currently just dealing with it as we go.
Marie is like many Americans, turning to credit to get by. In February, consumer debt rose more than $40 billion, a jump of more than 11%, the highest in more than 2 decades. Credit card debt is up nearly 21%.
These balances have been rising for